Hey Shalom, I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Hakaka, Kadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and salutations to the righteous Akyam worldwide. Alright, so yeah, this is brother Arakia. I just made the new channel called GMS Finland, and with this channel I will be making my videos in English, because my first channel, Bakwa Mike Yasharala, I will just do videos on the Finnish tongue, okay, in the language of the country of Finland. But with this GMS Finland channel, I will be only uploading English videos, so videos spoken in English, and that way internationally it can be understood. Okay, and I got the inspiration because Elder Apostle Gabar said it in the last street teaching that they did, that for the Akyam that are out there worldwide and speaking in their own tongues, it's good to make also translations, interpretations in English, you know, prophesying in English so that it can be understood worldwide, because English is, as we know, the most dominant language in this earth right now. So yeah, I will be doing a video about the fashion of this world going away, you know, the reset that's going to happen, and especially for Babylon the Great, United States, the great destruction that's waiting for it, okay, for the wickedness that USA channels, that Babylon the Great channels throughout the world, you know. And it's like the fact that Babylon the Great will be bombed with these nukes, it will change the whole energy field of this planet Earth, you know, because so much wickedness has been channeled, has been rooted in the America, and it has influenced the whole world. It's like a cancer cell, so when it's removed, it will greatly affect all the other locations of this earth as well. Okay, so this is 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 29. But this I say, brethren, the time is short, it remaineth that both they that have wives be as though they had none, and they that weep as though they wept not, and they that rejoice as though they rejoiced not, and they that buy as though they possessed not. Yeah, so not to get too caught up in this world, and also if you have a wife, if you have a woman, it's better not to be too keen on her, or if you have many women on 10, because you have to be focused on your purpose, on serving Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh Shai, you know, and doing what you are supposed to do, being focused on learning this knowledge of the scriptures and then sharing it. So if you be spending so much time with women, it's a great distraction, okay. But that's it on that. Verse 31, and they that use this world as not abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. So it's okay to, you know, use this world. If you have to get some welfare or some other benefit, you have the possibility to use it, use the situation, you know, buy something useful, then there's no harm. But making some schemes and try to abuse this world in any way, that's not profitable, okay. For the fashion of this world passeth away. So this system that's now in all the world basically is from these Edomites, and they have been reconstructing it from Renaissance, from the end of the 1400s. They have been implementing their systems, okay. their philosophies around the world, and they have constructed these kingdoms and these cities, these societies, through rape, robbery and murder, by blood. So it says in Habakkuk 2:12 that woe to them that build a city with blood. And woe means destruction, so it should be a basic thing that if you build a city by blood of the saints, of the Israelites in particular, it should be a basic fact that that kingdom is not going to stand. Okay? But in our future kingdom, in the kingdom of Israel that Yahushua is going to establish, it will be built with the slavery of the Edomites and also of the other nations, but it is righteously done so because it serves as a payback, so it balances everything. And anyway, all this was the world and everything it contains was created for us Israelites anyways. So as it says in Genesis 25, 20, in the 25th chapter, when Esau and Jacob were born, that it's Esau's duty to serve the younger, aka Jacob, who is Israel. So it is organic, it is natural that this Edomite so-called white race serves the Israelites, and also the other nations have to do that as well. So that is organic. There is a chosen people here in this physical world. It's so plain in the scriptures. I believe it's Deuteronomy 7 and 6, and countless of other scriptures. So when it's turned upside down, as it has been done since Renaissance, this today's world, today's kingdom has been built with the blood of the Israelites, of course it's not going to stand. And the prophesied downfall of this system and the headquarters of this system is Babylon the Great, USA. Their destructions, it is with nuclear missiles when this World War III really fires in, really gets going. So the fashion of this world passes away, these banking families and these Illuminatis, Freemasons, and the banking families, they are higher than the Freemasons and Illuminatis. You can be a 33rd degree Mason, but you are not still in the level of the banking families. Banking families, they do it by generation. Whenever they do it by bloodline. That's what I wanted to say. Like whenever they have a boy who is being born, and keep in mind they are not doing it with women. They are not letting the women rule, because the banking families, Edomites, they know that that's destruction, and that's what they only want to advertise for the slaves of this system. Yeah, put all these women in ruling positions, put these women in the police and army and security, and it's basically a humiliation. Okay, it's a mocking attempt, because even in their own family setups, in their own evil congregations, so to say, they only trust it with men. The men, the young boys who are born, they inherit the next position to call the shots within that family. Okay, so yeah, kind of lost my thought, but yeah, these banking families at the moment are ruling this world. They have set this all up, and the headquarters is in the United States, and it has to be destroyed with nuclear missiles. Okay, as it has been prophesied, everything until now, from the beginning and even the future, it has already been prophesied. It's like already in the past, because it's already been prophesied. You can say that the destruction of United States, so-called Babylon the Great, already happened. You could say it's a event of the past because it has been prophesied already. You know? So yeah, the fashion of this world passes away. Yeah, now I remembered my thoughts. So these elites, they are talking about this new world order that they want to implement, and it involves a great reset of the economic structure of the economic structure, because they want to do away with cash, they want to do away with different currencies, and they want to stick with cashless societies and basically digital currency, which involves microchips, which is the mark of the beast of the Revelation 13 and 16. So they want to do a great reset of all these currencies that today people are still using, you know, euro, the yen of Japan, dollar, what else? The ruble of the Russia, the rupee of India. You know, all these currencies, they want to, the Swiss franc, they want to do away with all these currencies and reset these economies so that they can come with a new digital currency that works with the microchips. Okay? And that involves also their total control, aka New World Order. So that's the great reset that they have in mind. But the Most High has plans to intercept that, as it says in the Job, the 20th chapter. I'm not going to go to that chapter right now, but it says that in the Job 20th chapter. And focusing on the destruction of the United States is going to be as in the days of Noah. It's going to be as in the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay, those are examples from the past that can be used for the future events as well, mainly for United States. Okay, so I will write here. Took a screenshot earlier of the few scriptures. So this is going in the time of Noah and the destruction of the population thereof. So Genesis chapter 6 verse 5, and the Most High saw that the wickedness of man was great in the earth, and that every imagination of the thoughts of his heart was only evil continually. So they weren't up to any good, and majority of the so-called humans, of people running around today in the planet Earth, their thoughts of their mind are evil all the time only. Okay, always plotting, always up to something, always something that's not righteous. You know, only the elect of the nation of Israel are holding it, you know, down. You know, the hopefully elect knows that we also have sinned, and that's the main reason, that's the whole reason that we are in this situation that's out here today. But now it's the time of repentance, you know, asking the Most High Yahweh Shai for forgiveness, and following his ways that are written in this book. And it repented the Lord that he had made man on the earth, and it grieved him at his heart. And the Lord said, I will destroy man whom I have created from the face of the earth, both man and beast, and the creeping thing, and the fowls of the air, for it repented me that I have made them. But Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord. So Noah can be how could I say this? It can be compared to the elect of the nation of Israel today. Okay, Noah and his three sons, Ham, Shem, and Japheth, Noah's wife, and the wives of his sons. You know, they can be compared to the elect of the nation of Israel. You know? So, as it was in the days of Noah, it will be right now. For everyone else than that, if we focused in Babylon the Great, USA, everyone but the elect of Israel, they will be caught up in those missiles and in the lasers of the chariots, so-called UFOs, and they are dead, okay, and they will have to be reborn to the kingdom of Israel. If they are Israelites, they will be rejoicing, and they will be coming as the sons and daughters of the Israelites that are elect, and for the other nations, they will be born right into slavery for after those heathens that made it alive to the kingdom to serve in slavery as well. So that's how it will continue. Okay. This going to the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah. So Genesis 19 and 24. Then Yahweh rained up Sodom and upon Gomorrah brimstone and fire from Yahweh out of heaven. So that's what's going to happen to United States as well. You know, brimstone and fire. And he overthrew those cities and all the plain and all the inhabitants of the cities, and that which grew upon the ground. So this is exactly what's going to happen to the United States. You know, every single inhabitant will be overthrown except for the elect of the nation of Israelites, which starts with the 144 elect men. Then you have the 1/3, which also consists of women and children and men. Okay. And for other countries, as for myself, I'm here in Finland. I don't know if this place will be hit with nuclear missiles. Possibly not. Maybe just the more likely the chariots are going to get busy and shoot lasers at these heathens, and also the Israelites that are not part of the elect worldwide. And also there is heathens who will be saved to serve in captivity, because the kingdom of Israel has to be built with heathens, with strangers, as it says in Isaiah chapter 60 and 61. It goes into that. Okay, but Lot's wife, this is talking about the wife of Lot, who didn't make it. Okay, she got caught up with that Sodom and Gomorrah. She looked back from behind him and she became a pillar of salt. So now it's not the time to get keen on to this world. You know, the fashion of this world passeth away. It's useful to meditate on the future kingdom and on the future destruction of this earth, of this world, not to get caught up, you know, in business, in careers, even in sports, you know, get all excited. It's not the time for that. And it's vanity, because it's not going to bring you anything. You know, even in this world, for myself, I was a businessman doing quite well, but never gave me a peace of mind, because I knew in the back of my mind that this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. And the pleasures of this world are cheap compared to them that awaits the Israelites in the kingdom. So that's what we should be focused on. And Abraham got up early in the morning to the place where he stood before Yahweh, and he looked toward Sodom and Gomorrah and toward all the land of the plain, and beheld, and lo, the smoke of the country went up as the smoke of a furnace. So this can be compared to Babylon the Great, because the smoke after those lasers of the UFO chariots and the nuclear missiles, the smoke will just go up, and the land will never be inhabited again. That's what we're going to go next in Isaiah. So it's chapter 13, verse 19. And Babylon, which is the United States of America, the glory of kingdoms, the beauty of the Chaldees' excellency shall be as when the Most High overthrew Sodom and Gomorrah. Okay? It shall never be inhabited, neither shall it be dwelt in from generation to generation. Neither shall the Arabian pitch tent there, neither shall their shepherds make their vote there. So, you can know this is talking about Babylon the Great. This Babylon is talking about the United States of America, because here it says in the verse 20, it shall never be inhabited. You know, this ancient Babylon, which is in Iraq today, it's still being habited. You know, there's people living today there even to this day. So if this was talking about the ancient Babylon, which didn't overgo a destruction, you know, it didn't overgo anything dramatic. You know, Darius, king of the Persians and Medes, went and did a surgical attack on the king Nebuchadnezzar, I believe, and just the rulership changed. It wasn't anything dramatic as it's obviously here, and that's because the Babylon, the ancient Babylon, and the Babylon that is referred to here in Isaiah 13, 14, 34, in Jeremiah 49, 50, 51, in Revelation, book of Revelation, is talking about United States of America. It's not talking about the ancient Babylon, so this is a future prophecy. Okay, so I will go to Joel 3, show the connection also with Egypt and the United States, because it says in Revelation that the United States of America is spiritually known as Sodom and Egypt. Okay, it's full of sodomy. It will get destroyed like Sodom and Gomorrah, and all the gods that the elite serve are the gods of Egypt. It's the ancient pagan ways of Egypt that are being put to practice in the United States and thus channeled all over the world. So Egypt also is a place of bondage, and the United States of America was and is a place of bondage for the Israelites. So that's why Egypt is also signifying the United States and Babylon, you know, spiritually called Sodom and Egypt and Babylon and whatnot, you know. So this is Joel chapter 3 verse 19, Egypt, and this is the last scripture before I wrap up. Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. So you can see here Joel is making the connection with Egypt and Edom. So the Edomites weren't big in the ancient Egypt. So that should be a major clue that this is not talking about the ancient Egypt. You know, when it says Egypt shall be a desolation and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness, you can see that it's talking about the modern day Egypt, which is the United States. Because the Edomites, this is their headquarters, you know, this is their glorious place. When it says in Obadiah, whose habitation is high, you know, United States is the first place where they had these, what do they call them, skyscrapers, you know, these tall buildings. I think it's skyscraper. So the Edomites, as is also referred to as you know, the whole book of Obadiah is for the Edomites. So Egypt connected to Edom makes you know that this Egypt is talking about the United States. For the violence against the children of Judah, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. So Judah representing so-called Negroes, so-called African Americans, and the kingdom of Judah, which also includes Benjamin and Levi, so-called Haitians, West Indians, and you know, Jamaican, Trinidad, Tobagoians. So the Edomites have they shed innocent blood of Judah in their land. If Judah is so-called Negroes, African Americans, have these Edomites, so-called white folks, shed their blood in that land? You know, I don't even have to answer to that, because you know already the answer. Chapter 20, verse 20, but Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. This is talking about the kingdom, because the eternal life, the kingdom of Israel, will be forever and forevermore. Okay? For I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for Yahweh Hashem Yahushai dwelleth in Zion, which means monument, because us Israelites, we are the monument of the Most High, and the glory will be transferred to us when the fashion of this world passes away, and when the truly great reset happens, done by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Shalom.